Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Kathie J Show. I am Kathie J. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this half hour. We're working hard to bring you a lot of topics that are resonating with you, so thank you for those viewer emails that are telling us what you want to hear. So I love it. Thank you so much. Also, please go check out KathieJShow.com. Our shows are there. We have a gallery of all the guests that are on with us every week, and got a YouTube channel, everybody. So I'd love you so much if you could go and subscribe to Kathie J, please. All right, everybody, let's get into a little bit of money and our kids. We teach our kids so many valuable lessons in life, but do we really teach them about money and what it's good to have a financial literacy, healthy? I still can't say it right because I'm not good at it myself. Our kids need to know how to manage their money. I need to know how to manage my money. It's about having a good future, everybody. So our money expert, Christine Walsh, is here to help us get into it. Christine, do you believe I still can't say it right?
There's something to that.
It is. I think there is. But I'm doing my own work with my money journals. So Christine, okay, let's get into kids and parenting. So are parents teaching kids about money? I mean,
I hope so.
I do too.
I hope so for our future. Right? These kids are coming through the pipeline and they're going to be out in the world, and we have a lot of things that are wrong in this world, and we need their support. So we're almost, if we can step into our own awareness around money and help our kids do that at the same time, amidst, and we'll talk about this, amidst what's going on in our own financial lives.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can create a path for them to have a better financial life, whatever that means.
I think so often we as parents, they're young, so we keep them out of any conversations. They obviously hear when we're fighting over money, and I hate that, but that conversation seeps in, but never really a communication to them of, here's your piggy bank. This goes in here. This is what you save. This is what you can spend. We never have those conversations, and then all of a sudden they're little teenagers, and you forgot to do it.
And they're off into the big bad world.
And they're building up credit debt,
exactly.
for the rest of us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But consider the way that you've grown up,
That's
or the way
exactly
that
how
I
it
grew
happened.
up. Right? Exactly. I never was taught about money, and my dad was pretty good with money in general, but I don't know if it didn't dawn on him to relay the information. So he was a saver. My mother and I became spenders, especially in college, and got into trouble with it. And we just look at the role models that we've had and what's going on behind the conversation even, right? Because kids, they can absorb so much growing up. And so I do hope that we are talking to our kids about money in ways that are accessible for you, right? It really does start with us here.
Right. Yeah, because the consequences of failing to talk to them, I mean, it goes on and on.
I mean, you could, like it happened in my family, my dad had to pay for my credit card bill in college
That's
because
the consequence.
I didn't realize what credit was, and we'll talk a little bit more
Same
about
here,
that.
right?
Yeah.
Yes, I had to get bailed out by my parents and stuff, and I still don't think they taught me the right way even after I got bailed out.
100%. I just got a stern look of like, it wasn't even anything.
Did you
no
get
words?
it
was just the head shake.
Exactly
right. You did what?
But you needed the communication at that point. That would have helped you for the next battle.
I didn't learn from my mistake.
It
then racked up again in my late 20s into my 30s.
See, she's
as a
human.
money expert,
She's human.
Yeah.
All right, so coming back, everybody, being a good role model for our kids when it comes to money, we are talking about it, and we're talking about how moms and dads do it differently. We'll be right back. Ramos Law is an official partner of the Kathie J Show. He's a medical doctor and a lawyer. Ramos Law, what makes us different makes us better. Welcome back to the show, everybody. So a significant part of how our kids learn about money, it's from seeing what we do with it. So my poor kids. Christine Walsh is here, our money expert, here to tell us why it's important that we pass down healthy money habits to those kids. Thanks, Christine. So you already know what boat I'm in. It's bad. But how would you say that, kids manage the money? I mean, how do they do that?
Well, kids have some great resources that in my family wasn't really honored. I know in my family a lot of it was like, I'm the parent, you're the kid, don't talk to me about money, you don't know.
Right.
Meanwhile, they were probably struggling themselves on how money was discussed or how money was managed. I know it was tight when we were kids. But they might have some creative ways that I think would be fun to play around with regards to piggy bank and saving and allowing them, empowering them to make some decisions on their own with the, not obviously, you know, where you're investing your stocks or anything like that.
Right,
but,
right.
You
But
know,
even connection to the money. Like, for instance, my daughters, they put their money in the piggy bank. Well, eventually their piggy bank had broken, so the money was just like all over the room. Like it was over here in a drawer, it was over there and stuff. And and they weren't being responsible with it.
Right.
And I was like, this is not how you treat money.
Right.
So I went around, and if I see money, I take it.
Yeah.
You know, and I just have it. And like I have a little piggy bank that they're, and they haven't missed it.
Yeah.
And so I'm failing them that they can just let money fly out like that.
Yeah,
So
I do like think having them as piggy bank is like a bucket. Like you're having
Right.
different buckets for different things, and having kids maybe say, okay, this is the bucket for a fun toy or a fun experience or something like that. That piggy bank is representing that.
So teach it. So this piggy bank is your saving piggy bank.
Yeah.
This piggy bank is if you want toys, you can put some money in here.
Exactly.
And do you teach them like percentages? Like if you get $100, we should put $30
I would say,
here.
you know, again,
30.
it comes back to what you're comfortable talking about, because some of us have had challenges talking about money. Traditionally, it's not something polite to talk about money. There is that idea that I'm the parent, you're the kid, I'm supposed to know, you don't need to know about this stuff.
That's true.
There's arguments perhaps in the home. As we know, money is a big kind of
Fight.
Yes,
Yes,
fight.
right.
That can happen in the household. So coming back to that idea of how can I engage with my kids around money, because ultimately one thing that could be a scary thing is they might be managing your money down the line.
You're right, actually. When we get older and we can't whatever, they'll be managing our money. That is so brilliant. You just gave me goosebumps. I really got to get on it. Because they'll start spending all my money, and then there'll be nobody to roll me over.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, that's so smart. I didn't even think about that. So should we be honest with our kids? Should I tell the kids we have no money? Should I mean, how honest do you get with the kids? Or do
I
you
would say,
stick
I mean,
to-
it's age dependent. So
Okay.
we'll talk a little bit about different
will.
ages and stuff like that. But you tell them to the degree that there's a teaching moment in it.
Okay.
Right? If that's the kind of parent that you are and you want to be engaged with this kind of a conversation, at least have a lighter conversation. You don't
Okay.
have to be telling them that we're in the depths of hell with our money.
I've done that. That's why she said that, because as an example, because I've said, we have no money.
Well,
Don't ask for it. I need to say instead, we're deciding to pay our bills.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And that's life.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. I mean, you just tell them that what you could tell them. I mean, what's really going on.
Yeah.
And
Well, they know, like, mommy was okay.
Exactly.
So see, depending on their age, and we will get into that a little bit more, everybody. So when we come back, what are some specific lessons that we can teach our kids about money besides being the role models? I need them to learn too. We'll be right back.
Kathie J.
Oakwood Homes is an official partner of the Kathie J Show. Oakwood Homes, building happiness.
Kathie J.
Welcome back to the Kathie J Show. So today we've been talking about the importance of teaching our kids about money and why it's so critical to start teaching them early. So, you know, not when they're off to college. You got to teach them earlier than that. Our money expert, Christine Walsh is here to tell us more about it. Okay, Christine, so start with the energy when we talk to the kids, kind of like when we talk to ourselves about money. You always say start with the energy.
Right. We start with our own mindset around it, our own energy. Can we just be curious? No judgment. Be curious. Like you don't know anything about it. Just if you really don't know anything about money, you just look at it from beginner eyes. And kids, the way that their mind is creating and working between 0 and 7 has the most. They're like a sponge.
Yes, they are. We know that in so many different things.
Exactly.
What they learn from 0 to 7.
So 0 to 7 is you recognizing what's being said in the household, and this isn't for you to censor yourself or anything like that. It's just being what kind of conversations am I having? What are they seeing? What are they noticing? As they get older, you know, around 5, 7 years old, you can start having deeper conversations with them around, I mean, just really easy I think of kids because, like with the games and stuff
Okay,
like that,
for sure,
there's
right.
probably like, I mean, we don't play Monopoly. Maybe I guess it's online
We
now.
play
I have no
we
idea,
still
but
play Monopoly.
something
for
like
sure.
that is a
Right.
great game to play
It
around
is.
with. There's that, the dollars.
There is the banker
and then
and-
gamifying the grocery store even where. I know as a child myself, my mom was like, "Oh God, I can't stand when I bring the kids to the grocery store. 'Cause
Right,
they
but
want everything."
They do.
Yeah.
Yes.
But maybe it's giving them $20 or the equivalent of $20 and say, this is what you have allocated to you. And, I know different nutritional things and stuff like that you want to be checking in on, but different ways that we can do it in our day to day. I wouldn't be saying, let's, I have $100,000. Where do we invest?
No. What do you think? Which horse do you like?
Exactly.
Don't
Exactly.
do that. But also, you said don't talk down to them.
That's what I think. I mean, think about how you would have liked to have been taught to from your parents
Right.
about money. Definitely probably more like par on par, if that's the right
Okay.
word, versus I'm smarter than you, because that's not really empowering them to use their own critical thinking skills around money in the future.
It all, my father was great with money, and
Yeah.
he made a dollar last a long way.
Yeah.
But when it came to me, and I've been working since I was 13. First, fast food when I was
Same.
15 with a checking account, but I never was taught. It was just balance and make sure you don't go into
Yeah,
debt.
yeah.
But kids, they get $100 for their birthday. They get to spend it on whatever. So they're kind of being taught. You get money in your hand and you just spend it. You don't have to save any of it.
Yeah,
or put it towards
and
a
where
bill.
it's coming from. So earning the conversation around earning money and receiving money from your work, and that exchange, I think, is a good one to have, because as kids, they're not necessarily, they might be just getting, $100 from their grandmother
Yes.
or whatever.
Right.
And they think it comes out of thin air, perhaps. Or,
Yeah,
as my mom
exactly.
always said, it doesn't grow on trees, Christine. So.
Right, they don't realize that that grandma had to work 10 hours to give you that gift.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
really connecting the value of that money, where it's coming from, on a light note, right? You're not going way deep into it. You probably don't want to as a parent if you have your
Yeah.
own money struggles going on.
Yes.
But just that there is this idea of income and expenses.
So and also I like the fact of teaching them a budget,
Yeah.
like when they go to the store or something. Like,
Yeah.
it's still your money.
Yeah.
My money as the parent,
Yeah.
but I'm teaching you how to see it better.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Okay.
think about it, as they grow older and they do go into the workforce, they're going to realize very quickly, if they haven't already, what the value of a dollar is.
Oh, it
because-
sucks.
Yeah.
It's
They're like,
horrible.
whoa, that did not go as far as I thought it would.
Right. When I see like teenagers or younger people going to like they got nice cars and they're going to see, this museum and that museum and stuff, I'm like, you just wait till you're living on your own. You're living
Yeah.
with your parents right now. And
Yeah.
you don't understand that mortgage
Yeah.
bill and that trash bill and the water
Yeah.
bill and all those
Yeah.
other things that come with it.
Yeah.
And it hits most of us, and then we end up in bankruptcy by the time we're 25.
Yep.
And that's
Yep.
not the way to do. That's bad for our future and our economy.
Yeah, that's not real fun times. For
What
sure.
about the family goals? Like when you say incorporate family goals into this conversation, what are we talking about there?
Well, what I like to do with that one is think about what are some of the bigger goals. Are we looking to move to a different home? Are we looking to save for a vacation? Are we looking to save for education even?
Okay.
Having those kind of conversations, that there is a saving component to money, right? I look at it from 4 different aspects. It's earning it, it's spending it, it's saving it, it's investing it, and ultimately, if there is room for giving, that's also pretty
That's
neat.
nice.
Because think about the connection to that is just like that we get to share the resources in a way that's not necessarily what's been taught. We came from a very industrial, capitalistic society over the past, 100 years or so.
Right.
And
So a giving goal is not in a lot of our.
because maybe there's not enough to,
Yeah,
to
that's
go
also true.
around.
Right.
And I think there's a lot of ways. And our other currency that we work with a lot is time.
Okay.
So maybe it's not financial currency that is a giving thing, but maybe it's a time currency. And I just think of that exchange of one resource for another.
You mean like the dads that'll pay somebody to do their landscaping and mow their lawns because it gives them time?
I was thinking of doing like volunteering or something like that.
It's still a different way that money works for you. Okay,
a
so
different
the
currency.
giving goal.
Right,
Okay.
exactly.
So
And that puts it a connection to someone's values. It has usually a
Yes.
deep resonance to what's important to the family.
It
and
stays with you.
Coming back to that idea of how much our values drive what we buy.
Yes. So that's why you got to do your list of what you buy.
Right.
Okay, so when we come back, everybody, we'll touch on that. Christine is also going to give us more advice on kids and those credit cards. We'll be back.
Kathie J.
The Colorado Lottery is an official partner of the Kathie J Show. Colorado Lottery, play on.
Kathie J.
Welcome back to the Kathie J Show. Today's show has been focused all on our kids and their financial literacy. Not only do they need to know need to learn the value of money, because some of us don't even know it, but also they need to understand the responsibility for making smart decisions with it. You got to make that money roll, everybody. A big part of that is those credit cards. I just got a pain in the pit of my stomach.
I just got a flashback to college.
That's exactly what I had, the credit cards. Okay, so so before we get into the credit cards, everybody, we left the break and you were saying, if I see your purchases over the last 30 days, I know exactly what your family values are. What do you mean?
Well, I would used to say back when, give me your checkbook and I'll tell you exactly what the values of your financial situation are.
Yep.
Now we don't have checkbooks as much. We have our online banking. So if I saw your online banking statement or your credit card statement, I could tell where your values lie.
Yep.
And actually, it can go either way, right? That might actually reinforce your connection to money when you see that you're spending it on things that mean things to you, that are very meaningful to you, like groceries, like
I get that.
better, I don't know.
Right.
And you might see that gym membership or that you're never using.
Yes, that's wasting your money.
Exactly. Or spending money on things that doesn't serve you in your bigger purpose.
Exactly.
So.
Let that go. But real fast, she is human, everybody. Show everybody those shoes that you spend money on. Come on, look at those hot shoes. I love these things.
I love shoes and clothes.
So Christy's human, but you know where to budget and battle. So when it comes,
right, and that's like a key thing is money is currency, right? So the root of currency is current flow. It's ebb and flow. It's give and take. It's spend and save. It's both, because if we restrict on one side, it's going to blow out the other side at one point or another.
Yes, it will. And credit cards is a huge way
and that's where it
blow
blows
it
out. Absolutely.
So when it comes to credit cards and talking to our kids about credit cards, that's just free money.
Yeah, I was telling, we were talking about this a little bit off the camera about when I was in college and sitting next to this bulletin board that just had credit card offers all over while I was not paying attention to the teacher. And I plucked off that 1-800 number or I don't know, it was a website at the time, and got my first credit card and got my first credit card issue and got my dad to have to bail me out around the credit card. So credit is readily available, more so than now than ever. It is common. I don't know about you. I don't carry cash in my...
Yeah, I never have cash.
Yeah.
Hardly ever.
I know. So
it burns a hole in my pocket.
I know. I agree. And so we're using credit cards. So having that conversation about the income and expenses, what goes on just on a day-to-day basis, and then pulling the credit card in as it is going to be the way that we use money.
Right, it is.
We have the debit card, so there's that piece.
Let's talk about the debit card. There are actually kids out there that have debit cards, you lucky kids. But it's not teaching them anything because that's free money right there. They didn't earn it to go into that debit card.
And so that might be an opportunity for a parent to look at that and say, this is how we add money to the debit card. This is how what this looks like.
Go take the trash out.
Exactly.
Okay.
And this is how the money gets, that's an earning, right? That's how money gets deposited in. And then you're at the pizza place every single day for the, 5 to 7 days a week.
Yeah, right.
Treating you and
While
your friends.
mom's not taking any lunch with her. Yeah, treating you and your friends. Exactly. Teach them that value. When you see them getting out of control, have the conversation.
Yeah, you want to nip it in the bud pretty quickly.
Because it's coming back to your wallet.
Yeah, exactly. One way or another, it is.
It is. So everybody, Christine Walsh, you're amazing. Thank you so much for being here today, everybody. To connect with Christine, Christine. Please go to her website, ChristineWalsh.com. You also have a new book, yay, coming out in late spring. It's called Be the Queen of Your Money. That's a great coat. You shopper, you. Be the queen of your money, everybody. And it's about, that's exactly what it is, being the queen of your money.
Yep, being the queen of your money. Let's do this. We got this. We'll do it together.
Yes, we can do it together. Anything you have for Christine, please reach out to her. She is an open book of help. Thank you so much, everybody, and have a great one. ChristineWalsh.com.